Welcome to Department of Aeronautical Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Myself, Dr. M. Sundar Raj, Professor in Department of Aeronautical Engineering, BIHAR. Today, I'm going to explain about specific heat of a gas in the course Fundamentals of Aerothermodynamics. So what is specific heat? Specific definition. Already I told in the previous lecture, specific, if you get a word specific, it's for unit mass. We should remember one thing, it's for unit mass. Specific heat, specific enthalpy, specific internal energy. So that word specific means we should remember that it's for unit mass. So the definition says it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas. It is the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of unit mass of substance through 1 degree. Through 1 degree means I have a substance whose mass is 1 kg. I want to increase its temperature only 1 degree. If suppose it is at 30 degrees centigrade, initial temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. I want to increase its temperature from 30 to 31 degrees centigrade so that temperature difference delta T is equal to 1 degree. We know that if you want to increase the temperature, it is possible only by addition of heat energy. Some form of energy should be added to the substance. So the amount of heat energy which is responsible for increase of this 1 degree centigrade of that 1 kg of mass, that quantity of heat is known as specific heat. Specific heat, amount of heat energy required to increase the temperature of unit mass of substance through 1 degree centigrade is the specific heat. So in that specific heat, there are two important two types of specific heats are there. Thermodynamics, we must aware of these two. These two parameters are vital role. It will play a vital role while solving the calculations, while solving the problems and all. That's specific heat at constant volume and specific heat at constant pressure. Specific heat at constant volume and specific heat at constant pressure. Two types of specific heats. It's nothing but definition says specific heat is the amount of heat energy required to increase the temperature of unit mass of substance through 1 degree centigrade. But in that, one process is happening, that is heat addition process is happening. That's why increase in temperature is happening. The question is, in what manner you are going to add the heat energy? On which method, what manner, at what condition you are going to add that heat energy? That is, some amount of heat energy is required to increase 1 degree centigrade of that particular amount, the particular substance. In what manner, how you are going to add that heat energy? What kind of process it is? Depends on this manner by which you add the heat energy. These two classifications are separate. Means if you add the heat energy at a constant volume manner, I will explain to you. Already we discussed, unknowingly we discussed about a constant volume. Now I will show it to you again. If you add the heat energy at constant volume manner, then the amount of heat energy required in that process is known as specific heat at constant volume. It is simply represented, mathematically represented by C suffix V. We can see the definition there. If the heating process is happening at constant pressure manner, so we must very clear about what is a constant volume process and what is the constant pressure process. That I will explain to you. Already we discussed, but unknowingly we discussed. Now I will explain to you in the forthcoming slides. So the definition says specific heat at constant volume is, it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree when it is heated at a constant volume manner. When it is heated at a constant volume manner. The heating process is at constant volume, then that specific heat is called as specific heat at constant volume. Mathematically, it is represented by C suffix V. Similarly, specific heat at constant pressure, it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance, so unit mass of gas, through 1 degree again, when it is heated at a constant pressure. So we must very carefully distinguish these two, CP and CV. Very, very important. What is specific heat? Very important, 2 marks. And sometimes you may get some of the interview questions also about the specific heat. We must very clear. It's for 1 unit mass of the substance, 1 degree increase in temperature. If the process happened at constant volume, then the specific heat is represented by CV. If this heating process happened at constant pressure, then the specific heat will be represented by CP. Now next, move on to what is that constant volume and constant pressure process. Because the constant volume, this example I explained in the previous lecture also, but I never told it is a constant volume process. Just I told you a vessel, a closed vessel is there, a gas is heated up. So what happened to the starting point to end point only we discussed. Now, just I'm introducing here, because this definition of specific heat is the basic parameter to calculate our heat transfer equation. That's what I derived here, I presented here in this slide. So let us first of all understand what is a constant volume process. I don't want to, I will simply explain to you. I have a container, the black in color, you can see that one fixed closed container is there. It means there is no possibility of any displacement on all four directions. You can able to see the system's boundary also. So as of now, my system is that 1 kg mass of air. Please note it down, viewers. 1 kg mass of air. So unit mass. The mass considered in the system is 1 kg. So out of 3 conditions, 1 condition satisfied. Now, initially, I am observing what is its properties. What is property we know? It is the statement of the statement which declare about the condition of the system. So pressure is P1, volume is V1, temperature is T1. So my intention is, my interest, I am very much interested. I want to increase temperature only 1 degree centigrade, only 1 degree centigrade. But it won't automatically happen. Maybe sometimes if the system is at a higher temperature, decrease of temperature may be possible. Automatically it happens. Suppose if the vessel is a perfect thermal conductor, it will automatically happen. Decrease of temperature may happen. But heat will never flow from low temperature side to high temperature side. If you want to increase the temperature, you need to add the heat energy. So that's why at the bottom of the vessel, you can able to see that I am adding a heat energy. Q plus amount of heat energy. I don't know about its quantity. I don't know. As of now, I don't know what is its name. Q plus amount of heat energy I added. So because of that, my system got reached this final state, state 2, where its pressure is P2, volume is V2, temperature is T2. Please remember, my dear viewers, here, since the boundary is fixed, you add the heat energy, definitely we know that because of the addition of heat energy, temperature will increase. If temperature increases, we know that gas laws already we studied, temperature is directly proportional to the pressure. Pressure also will increase. So sure, temperature and pressure is going to vary, but there is no possibility of variation of volume here in this process. Means here, for example, to explain you what is CV, I just considered only 1 degree increase of temperature. That increase in temperature can go up to 50 degree also. But even then, there no matter, volume will be fixed. But still that heating process is going on. Heating process is going on. So such a process is called as constant volume process. Here it is heating, constant volume heating process. So in this, let us come to the specific heat. When amount of a certain quantity of heat is added, the temperature rise, I observed that only 1 degree centigrade. Now I'm coming back to the heat. Oh, 1 degree temperature increase occurred. What is the amount of heat I supplied for that? Mass is 1 kg, one criteria satisfied. Temperature rise 1 degree centigrade, second criteria satisfied. During this heating process, there is no change in volume, third criteria satisfied. If I came to know what is the quantity of that Q plus, what is the quantity of heat supplied, then that's your specific heat at constant volume. That's nothing but CV. So how to represent that constant volume process in PV diagram? Please look at the right hand side PV diagram, pressure at the vertical y-axis and the volume at the x-axis. During the process, heating process, constant volume heating process, pressure only is increasing. There is no change in volume. It means V1 becomes equal to V2. There is no change in V is equal to constant. Such a process is called as constant volume process. So now using the CP and CV, what is the use? Why I want to know about this one is that every substance, it may be oxygen, nitrogen, air, whatever it is, its specific heat value will be unique. Please try to understand. It's unique. Using that, I'm going to derive a expression. See, CV is meant for 1 degree increase. It is the responsible amount of heat energy to increase the temperature of 1 degree centigrade for 1 kilogram of mass. My dear viewers, please remember that in real temperature process, I mean in thermal process, it is not necessary that always mass in the system is 1 kg only. Temperature rise will occur only 1 degree only. It is not necessary. Temperature rise may be 10 degree, 100 degree, 200 degree. Simply I'll call it as delta T, change in temperature. It means final temperature minus initial temperature. In this case, final temperature minus initial temperature is equal to 1 degree. But it is not necessary that in all the process it will be same. So I want to get a equation, relationship. That's what the aim of thermodynamics. I want to get the relationship, the energy and work done. I observed that there is some delta T amount of change in temperature. Who is the responsible? What is the responsible amount of heat energy involved in that? I want to calculate it. Then I will check what is the mass of that working substance. I know the definition wise for 1 kg, 1 degree centigrade CV I know. But now delta T is different. Let us assume mass is also is 1 mkg. It's not 1 kg, mkg. It may be 2 kg, 3 kg, 10 kg, 100 kg. So I want to derive a generalized equation, common equation, which is suitable for all situations. Temperature is more than 1 degree also it can be applied. The mass is more than 1 kg also it can be applied. So for very important is constant volume process. So what is that equation? So here please look at the definition. Amount of heat required for 1 kg of mass is equal to CV. 1 kg of mass, 1 degree increase is CV. Suppose in the system, I came to know that m kg of mass is there. M kg of mass is there. Then what is that? 1 mango is equal to 1 rupees. 10 mango is equal to 10 into 1, 10 rupees. Same thing. 1 kg of mass is equal to 1 into CV. M kg of mass is equal to m into CV, mCV. And also please remember that CV is for delta T is equal to 1 degree. But I came to know the delta T is T2 minus T1. It can be 10 degree also. I want to make it as a generalized one. So for any temperature raise, T1 and T2, the heat required, the amount of heat transferred during this process, when the mass is mkg, when the temperature difference is T2 minus T1, the amount of heat transfer Q plus is equal to mCV into T2 minus T1. So from where this equation started, the definition of CV only. That's why I told that definition of CV and CP, that is the specified constant volume and specified constant pressure, we must thoroughly understand because it is the basic for the heat transfer equations. So for constant volume process, the amount of heat transfer can be calculated using the equation. The Q, heat transfer is equal to Q plus Q is equal to mCV into final temperature minus initial temperature. So instead of T2 minus T1, you can put it as T final temperature, TF minus TI, final temperature minus initial temperature also. And I want to tell one more thing also. If we use final temperature minus initial temperature, the same equation can be used for the cooling process also. The same equation can be used for the cooling process also. So this equation will give both the quantity of heat transfer as well as the direction of the heat flow also, provided if we use final temperature minus initial temperature. Please remind it. Now let us discuss about the constant pressure process. Constant pressure process. About this process also sufficiently we discussed in our previous sessions. That is the load which kept over the piston will be constant. I'm just keeping it like quasi-static process. I'm not removing or replacing again. You please look at these two states. State 1, 4 loads are there on the top of the piston, and the final state at the top of the piston, and the same 4 loads are there. W which is acting on the piston is same only. But what happens here, the system is entirely different. What is the difference? There in constant volume process, there is no possibility of any displacement of the piston because the system itself is a fixed one. Volume, I mean the boundary is fixed to a boundary. There is no possibility of displacement of or modification of the boundary. Here, 3 sides it is fixed cylinder, thermally conducted, but that piston side, it has the privilege, it has the possibility of moving up and down. The piston can move up and down direction. So at state 1, 1 kg of mass is considered, its pressure, volume, temperature measured. At that condition, assuming that the W is the weight acting towards the downward direction, that weight is counterbalanced by the pressure which is exerted from the air. It is balancing the piston at that position. That and all I explained in the previous lectures. Please, you can refer it. Now, I'm just adding the heat energy. I'm adding the heat energy. I just thought of adding heat energy, Q plus. So this what happens? Definitely temperature increase will be there. Pressure increase will be there. If pressure increases means there is uh, before addition of heat energy, please remember the system will be in mechanical equilibrium. There is no unbalanced force. When you have started adding the heat energy from the air side, pressure will get increased. It means some unbalanced force will be acting from the bottom to top, from the air to piston. So that what happens, to balance that weight, the piston will get displacement little upward direction. It means there will be an increment in volume. You can see the PV diagram. So who is responsible for this lifting of piston? Who is responsible for this lifting of piston? I added some amount of heat energy. So he is the responsible person. But here in constant pressure process, we should be very careful about understanding certain things. In constant volume process, when we added heat energy, there is no displacement of the piston. It means there is no work done at all. Work done by the working substance on the surrounding. It's nothing. Whatever amount of heat energy added to the system, it will be stored in the system. It will be supplied to the system only. It will be contributed for the increase of its temperature only in the case of constant volume process. Here in constant pressure process, it's not like that. The moment you started adding the heat energy, up to certain time, up to certain period, the piston remains at constant position only, constant volume position only, the state one only. After certain period, what happens? The pressure increase will occur, but meanwhile temperature increase occurs. It happened. Pressure increase will be there. Because of that, the piston will get displacement. So that pressure will be adjusted. Always pressure will be maintained constant. Even though you add the heat energy, in constant volume process, you can see that pressure will increase. When you started, you can continue adding the heat energy. But in the constant pressure process, what happens? Certain period, the heat supplied from the surrounding will be absorbed by the system itself. It will be stored in the system itself for the purpose of increase of the temperature of the substance. After certain quantity of heat supply, then what happens? The piston will start moving upward direction. The piston starts upward direction means what? What it means? It means that because of the addition of heat energy, the working substance air is doing work on the surrounding, on the piston. Because if piston moving means that weight is lifted up. Work done by the system here in this particular case. So here we have to be very careful while defining this constant pressure process. In constant volume process, amount of heat supplied will be fully used for internal energy, MCV del T. Temperature, simply saying increase of temperature only it contributed. Whereas here in this case of constant pressure process, the amount of heat supply will be utilized for two different purposes. Whether these two different purposes are equal, sir, means I supplied 100 joules of energy, means 50 joules used for increase in temperature, 50 joules used for work done. Is it true? No, the ratio will be different. But definitely part of energy will be used for increase of temperature, that is internal energy that we are going to study in later slides, and some part of energy will be used for the lifting the piston, that is the work done. So what is the equation for heat transfer during the constant pressure processes. Amount of heat required for 1 kg of mass during constant pressure processes, MCP. Sorry, CP. 1 kg of mass is CP. For m kg of mass, it is nothing but m into Cp. So for the temperature rise of T1 minus T1 and T2, that is, I am assuming I just observed the increase in temperature as T2 from T1. The total amount of heat required for this process is m into Cp into final temperature minus initial temperature. Final temperature minus initial temperature. This mCp T2 minus T1 has two components. It part of the energy, this quantity of energy, part of the energy is converted into heat, part of the energy is converted into 10. So what is the relationship between this Cp and Cv is that just to derive this one only, I explained very clearly about why what's happening during the constant pressure process. Okay, so we know that the amount of heat supplied during the constant pressure process, Q is equal to mCp into T2 minus T1, final temperature minus initial temperature. During the constant pressure process, this part only is very important. We have to be very careful. During constant pressure process, a part of heat supplied is utilized in doing the external work, and the rest remains within the gas, and it is used to increase the internal energy. Part of energy will be used for the doing work on the surrounding. Part of energy will be used for increase of internal energy. So what is the formula for work done? Already we know what is the work done. For constant pressure process, work done is equal to the area of rectangle. In the previous discussion also we discussed, right? So it's nothing but pressure into V2 minus V1. That is the work done during that particular process. Pressure into, that is the area of the area under the PV diagram will give you the work done. We know that. So area under this PV diagram is nothing but P into height, width is V2 minus V1. So that's what here we gave. That's the amount of heat used for external work is, that is work done during the process 1 to 2, W1 to 2 is equal to pressure into V2 minus V1. Increase in internal energy. Increase in internal energy. Internal energy will be represented by the symbol U. Increase in internal energy, du. Du means change in internal energy during the process 1 to 2. It's equal to mCv into T2 minus T1. It's, please note it down. This is similar to the heat transfer equation of constant volume process. So in constant volume process, whatever amount of heat energy you supply will be used for the purpose of change of internal energy. So here, that's what represented here. So the combining these two quantity, heat transfer during the constant pressure process Q1 to 2 is equal to the amount of heat transfer during the constant pressure process during process 1 to 2 is equal to W1 to 2 plus du during the process 1 to 2. So substituting these two equations, just now we got constant pressure process. What is the heat transfer equation? We know mCp into T2 minus T1. That's equal to P into V2 minus V1. That is the work done component. mCv into T2 minus T1 is the internal energy component. So we know that using the characteristic gas equation. Previous lecture, I explained to you the generalized gas equation and characteristic gas equation. What is the characteristic gas equation? PV is equal to MRT. So for the state 1, the characteristic gas equation can be defined as P1 V1 is equal to MR T1. Here P1 is equal to P2. That's why we are putting it as P, right? P1 equal to P2 equal to P. That's why here we are substituting it as P. So similarly for the state 2, characteristic equation is equal to P2 V2 is equal to MR T2. So P into V2 minus V1 can be replaced as MR into T2 minus T1. Why? Because just I gave the explanation, right? So substituting this newly arrived equation, that is in constant pressure process, work done can be calculated using this formula also, mr into T2 minus T1. P into V2 minus V1 also is the work done equation, but in terms of pressure and volume. mr into T2 minus T1 is also a work done equation in terms of temperature and characteristic gas equation, right? So by substituting in that equation, mcp into T2 minus T1 is equal to mr into T2 minus T1 plus mcv into T2 minus T1. So in all three, right hand side and left hand side, we can see m and T2 minus T1 as constant. So just taking outside and cancelling it, we'll get it as Cp is equal to R plus Cv. The remaining will be Cp is equal to R plus Cv. So from this, Cp, just Cv, I'm taking it left hand side. So Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So what is R? Characteristic gas constant. So the difference between specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume of any gas will give its characteristic gas constant R. Okay. So with this, I stop today's presentation, and the relationship between other parameter is there, ratio of specific heat and relationship between Cp, Cv and gamma and all. In the next session we'll see. Happy. Thank you all. Thank you very much.